I wanted to make a watercolor palette for my traveler's notebook. Hey there, it's me, Julie, Fei-Fan Balzer, and today I'm going to show you how I'm using Peerless watercolors to go ahead and do that. Now, as you can see on the right, I sketched out a little design, and now I'm just measuring each of my Peerless watercolors and cutting them down to size, because I wanted to know the maximum size I could use in order to get them all to fit on the piece of watercolor paper that I'm using as a base. Then I'm just using a regular adhesive gun, that's my ATG, to adhere down all the little watercolor bits. Now, if you're not familiar with Peerless watercolors, they're an old, like I think it came around in the Victorian times, kind of watercolor, where it looks like a piece of paper, but it's actually an intensely pigmented watercolor. And I'm just labeling each with the name of the watercolor so that I know exactly what it is. Now, I did use a waterproof pen to do that labeling, and I'll show you why that's important in a little bit. So I'm also cleaning my hands with a baby wipe. So the Peerless watercolors, even though they're on paper, they do get on your fingers if you touch them a lot, because those pigments are just sitting right on the surface of that sort of cardstock that they're on. So you do want to make sure that you don't contaminate them too much. Now I'm taking a wet brush and I'm simply running a bead of color across each of the names so that I can see the true color of everything, so that this is a little more useless to me. And then when I finished this, I suddenly decided, you know what, I should actually put out a little palette so that I can compare things side by side. So a lot of those reds look similar to me, or oranges, and I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what it was. Now this whole thing is going to go right into my traveler's notebook. So here it is. And when I open it up, I have each of my different sections in here, and then I have the one that says sketch. So I open it on up, and sure enough, in there's a little sketchbook, and there's the watercolor palette, and I've put a piece of palette paper in between. Now that palette paper is going to serve a couple different purposes. So you can see how it comes out separately from the sketchbook, by the way, the palette paper and the watercolor palette. And the watercolor palette and palette paper not attached. So I can lay the palette and the palette paper and the watercolor palette out on the table and work on them if I want to. And when I'm ready, I can just slip them right back into the book. They go right under the elastic into the center of that particular notebook in my traveler's notebook. And then of course it all closes up in my dashboard right there. You can see easy enough. Now, one of the things I like about this system too is that I can actually take this entire section with me. I can take it right out of the book if I don't want to work on it like that, slip just this part into my purse, and now I have a sketchbook with my watercolors, and it's all there and ready for me to go. And of course, when I'm done, I can put it right back in. Now, remember how I said, oh, by the way, yeah, so that's just some nice paper, which I've stapled, nothing fancy. Again, the reason that I said that the palette paper does double duty is because A, it's a mixing palette, but B, I don't want those two sides to touch. Remember how I was cleaning my hands with baby wipes. I want to keep those nice and separate, and that really allows me to do it. And then when I want to put it back in the book, it just slides right under the elastic. I can close that right up. I can close the notebook up, and I am done and ready to go. So pretty cool, pretty easy.